What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video I'm going to be playing the best graveyard deck in the game right now. So you guys can see this deck is third in the world right now on top of ladder. King here hit 8,001 trophies with it, and it doesn't have the Archer Queen in it. A lot of people are using Splash Shard with Archer Queen instead of the Ice Wizard, but I think this is actually better because you're going to have a faster rotation, so you're going to be able to get back to graveyards a lot quicker. And the Ice Wizard is pretty solid on defense, slowing everything down. Knight is better instead of the Valkyrie just for that faster cycle, and there's not a lot of people using Royal Hogs right now because there's so much Mega Knight. Poison is better than the Fireball, especially after the recent buff that the Poison got. Your defense is also incredibly strong too with the Tombstone and the Tornado combination. So we're going to try to get the 12 wins here in this Grand Challenge, 8-0 right now, so a solid start. And yeah, see if we can get it. So I'm not going to do anything here, just going to wait a little bit, because with this deck, it typically is going to be better in Double Elixir, and Perfect T is going to make things easy for us by going for that Barbed Barrel. So we'll just go for an Ice Wizard on top of it and see what he wants to do. So you can go for Dark Prince in the back. I guess we just go Baby Dragon here. And it would have been nice if I had a Tombstone, because that's a pretty good distraction for the Dark Prince. But I guess this is good enough. I can just go for a Barbed Barrel here. And he's going to go for a Drill. I'm going to try to predict it with the... Yeah, as you can see, I do predict it there with the Tombstone. So that's actually going to pretty much, I think, fully mitigate almost all of the damage. Actually, not almost all of it. He still dealt a decent amount with that Drill. But that's why the Drill... It's pretty solid, the guaranteed damage it gets. But the Queen, going to go down there in that Poison, so that's fine. And if I had to guess what he's using, I'd probably... Okay, I never would have guessed it's Recruits. I can tell you that right now. I didn't think it was that. So it's Recruits Drill with the Queen. Very, very interesting. He's got Fireball for the Ice Wiz. That's kind of unfortunate. So let's just Barbed Barrel this. And then I think because he was pretty aggressive there with those Recruits... and that Fireball, which is a negative trade, even though it was good, I'm going to go Graveyard, because he might not have good responses to it, and Zappies are not a great counter to the Graveyard, I can tell you that. They don't deal splash damage, and one of the Zappies is locked on the Baby Dragon too, so we're able to get a lot of damage, and just like that, we end up taking the lead despite having, I guess you could say, kind of a rough start. To be fair, though, I didn't know what he was using. He definitely had the surprise factor to his advantage. So he's going to go for another Drill. This time around, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and activate the King Tower, because it's going to allow me to defend the, the next few drills he plays a lot easier. And I also played that Barbed Barrel a little late. I probably could have prevented more of the damage there, but I guess it's alright. It's not really the end of the world. So we'll just cycle Ice Wizard in this lane to obviously avoid giving him Fireball value, and the Knight should pretty much be able to take care of that Queen. Just in case, though, I will play a Tombstone, and Skeletons will spawn out, so... it'll, yeah, be enough to finish it off. And yeah, I guess I did need a Tombstone. The Queen is just so broken, I always forget how much I actually have to drop in order for me to take it out. I guess I could just cycle a Poison on this to help take it out, because I knew he was going to go Drill with it, and I, wanted to take out the tanky head for it a little bit easier. He's getting a good amount of damage, so we need to be careful here and probably apply some pressure. I'm going to go Graveyard Barbed Barrel right now to try to get some damage. And we're going to get a great Poison. This is going to be so nice. And look at all those Skeletons piling up. So once again, the lead is going to almost go back to us. It's a very close game right now. And that Queen I might unfortunately have to counter. We can just go for a Tombstone here. And maybe I wait a little bit and not play anything on the Drill. Well, no, actually I changed my mind. I'm going to Ice Wizard. I thought I was just going to... maybe just do nothing in Barbed Barrel, but the Dark Prince was tanking a lot longer than I would have liked, which was kind of unfortunate. So, pretty close game right now. I'm going to go Knight. I don't know if he's going to... No, he doesn't block the bridge, so we're definitely going to go for the Graveyard here. Going to Poison this. Going to get a lot of value. We'll actually be able to probably take the shield off the Dark Prince too. And yeah, that Poison's hitting the tower, the Zappies, everything I could possibly want. Are we going to get splashes from that Baby Dragon? We do. So this is looking pretty good, I would say. He's going to go Queen at the bridge, probably going to go for a Drill too. We're going to go Barbed Barrel on the Queen and then get a Knight down on top of the Drill. And, ooh, not the Fireball this guy's looking for, and that is definitely going to be GG. I'm confident there's no way he's defending that. Yeah, so, obviously Fireball, he probably wanted to play on the tower, and he had a little bit of a misclick there. Very, very unfortunate. Made things so much easier for us. Game would have been a lot closer, but I'll take it. I mean, misclicks happen, I guess. So we're in our next match here against Carl the Legend. If this is the real Carl the Legend, which I don't know if it is, it's a very good lava player. The reason why I don't know if this is the real one is just because he's in a Japanese clan and he doesn't have Pass Rail. Those are two things that are making me think it might not be the real one, because the real Carl the Legend is, of course, German, if you guys didn't know, which I'm sure a lot of you probably didn't know. So he is just going to Barb Barrel, which doesn't really tell me a lot at all about what he's using. I mean, of course, it could be a mirror match. I mean, it could be Graveyard, because it is used in Graveyard often, but there's so many other things that could be played with it. So he's going to go for the Valkyrie. Valkyrie Barb Barrel definitely could be Graveyard. Some people do like to use it with Valkyrie, but I just prefer Knight a little more for the faster cycle. And yeah, there you go. So it looks like, yeah, it probably is going to be a mirror match. And by the way, that was a bad Baby Dragon. Don't do that unless you know the opponent doesn't have a Tornado. So we're going to go ahead and poison that. And maybe I could actually get the King activated here, and that'll help tremendously in the... Yeah, there we go. We do get the King activated. And guys, let me tell you, getting the King activated in a Graveyard... See, he even called the good game. It's so much easier to win when you get the King Tower activated, because you guys already know the Arena Tower itself is decent against it. So think of it as like an extra line of defense. I mean, it's pretty difficult. I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible for your opponent to win, because he did get a few hundred damage, which is certainly going to help him. With him going for that poison, he's just asking for me to go for a Graveyard Barb Barrel in the opposite lane. So we're going to go ahead and do that. He is going to defend probably decently, although actually he took a ton of damage, and he also overcommitted too, and the Ice Wizard died in the process. So I take back what I said. That was not really the best defense on his end there. Certainly not that... I mean, first of all, the main issue was the Barb Barrel came in so late. So I think we're hit him up with another Graveyard here, just because he overcommitted so much, and just to keep up the pressure, because I can afford to overcommit because I have my King activated. It is so difficult for him to get damage that it's okay for me to be overly aggressive when I otherwise wouldn't be. Like, if I didn't have my King activated, I'd definitely be more passive. So we gotta watch out. He might try to pressure the opposite lane. I might go for a Knight here just to tank so the Baby Dragon doesn't cross over. He's gonna Tornado that, and he has nothing down for the Graveyard. That was a horrible Graveyard. I don't need to do anything. A Graveyard on its own, when you get the King activated, is going to sometimes get no damage. If it gets any, it's just going to be 1 or 2 skeleton hits, which is nothing that's worth defending when they're committing 5 Elixir on a Graveyard. So he is going to defend that Graveyard really nicely. You can see the Tombstone behind the tower is definitely what you want to do. Now that it spawns 2, it's going to, yeah, help tremendously against the offensive Graveyards. And I think I'm just going to Tornado this in, and that way the tower will help out, and then I also will have, you know, all my units doing damage to it as well. So I think even though he's got the Tombstone down, I'm going to still Graveyard here just because we have a nice little counter push. I'll even Poison too, because like I said, being over aggressive is perfectly fine when you have the King available to help out. I don't even think I need to... Yeah, I'm perfectly fine here, just Barb Barrel to make sure. I might have not even needed that Barb Barrel. You can see that King Tower just helping out so much. I barely take any damage, and that was a big Graveyard push too. I mean, he had quite a lot, I would say, tanking for it. So we're going to go Graveyard again. We're going to Poison, and we might even be able to take his tower by just continuing going for these Graveyard Poisons. And we're going to continue to get some nice chip damage here. And yeah, we're going to take the tower into triple digits. So maybe just a few more Graveyard push, and we'll be able to take this one. So we can go ahead and block the bridge here, and then we don't need to do anything else. As I already said, if they don't have anything supporting it, even now I'm still not going to need to do anything, because by the time he Tornadoed, I already dealt with the majority of the Graveyard, and we could probably go for a Tornado to try to get the... rip. Alright, not the best Tornado, but doesn't matter. I was trying to Tornado because I was hoping to pull it back, but he played the Baby Dragon late, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. Alright, we'll just go for the Poison here. And that is going to be GG. Pretty good, I would say, showcasing of how you want to play the mirror match. Obviously, you know, he made the mistake of going... I, to be fair, made a mistake playing that Baby Dragon in the back, not knowing if he had Tornado or not. But then he did the exact same thing, and unfortunately for him, he didn't have anything hitting his Baby Dragon, so it was at full health, and I was able to take advantage of it. So, 10-0 right now, looking really good here. Hopefully we can get the 12 win. And we got Tombstone in our starting hand, which I would say is definitely what you want to see. I mean, I always like having Tombstone in the starting hand because it's just the safest starting play you can make, I would say. So you can go Bowler in the back. Hopefully this is Lumberland Freeze, because Lumberland Freeze is a very, very easy matchup for this deck, because if you don't make a mistake, they shouldn't, you know, realistically be able to break through. You have a building and a tornado. So I'm going to go Knight in the opposite lane, because why would I want to give the Inferno Drag value? It would just be really stupid playing it in the same lane. And I might have to go... I'm going to be honest, this is definitely a little annoying, but I should be fine with the Ice Wizard slowing everything down. And then the E-Drag, I'll just go Tombstone here. And then we'll just go for a Tornado on that balloon. There we go. And that's fine. I stopped talking there for a second just to make sure I didn't mess up the tornado, because I notice sometimes when I'm commentating games, I mess up interactions I shouldn't, and a tornado, even though it really should be kind of easy, I mean, it should be, you know, routine, you know, like activating King Towers off of things like balloons and Hog Riders. You guys would be surprised how many times I mess it up when I'm talking and, you know, like commentating. It happens more often than I'd like, so sometimes I just need to shut up and make sure I don't misclick, and that's fine. So we'll go Pressure. Now that we got the King Tower activated, this is going to be really easy. It's almost like the Graveyard game. In this type of matchup, in the Graveyard Mirror, I mean, that I just played, in this type of matchup, if you get the King Tower activated really early on, you practically already won, because you can get so much damage easily, and they have such a hard time getting damage, because, as I said, you have a Building and a Tornado, which are both really solid counters to the Balloon. So if you hate Lumberland Freeze, this is definitely a solid deck for you to play, because, yeah, I mean, you just have everything you need. So we'll just go for Tombstone here. I can play it more on the left, because even if he goes for a balloon on the right, I can just NATO it to the middle, and that's perfectly fine since I have the King activated. Go for Defensive Poison here. It's going to do a great job slowing everything down. Then we just go for a Tornado and Baby Dragon just in case, but I don't think I need to do anything else. He might try to get a cheeky freeze there or something, but he decides not to. I go Graveyard here into the E-Drag. It doesn't even matter. Like, it's kind of like the Graveyard Mirror with the King activated. Just be as aggressive as you want. You'll easily be able to defend no matter what, and the poison kind of keeps everything, you know, in the same spot while it dies. And then we can go Tombstone here, just go Ice Wizard, and then just NATO that away, and that's gonna be GG. Really easy matchup. But I still think it's, you know, a great game. Like, I'm glad I played this video, because there's so many people who, like, I can't tell you how many people hate Lumberland Freeze. I would say it's probably the most hated deck in the game right now. I can't tell you guys how many times in, I mean, YouTube comments not even so much, but if we're talking about, for example, TikTok or just casuals or just people, you know, I can't tell you how much hate Lumberland Freeze gets. It's kind of insane. I think a lot of people, it was because Moogie won the, you know, the World Finals with it, but dude, either way, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, so it's another Drill deck. Drill has surprisingly been kind of making a comeback. A lot of people thought it was really bad, but this is the second time I played against Drill this video, after the nerf, I mean, but it's surprisingly decent. I think bridge spam variations of it, and even Drill Cycle, if played perfectly, you can have success with, because even though it's worse, it's still a very annoying card in reality. I mean, it's guaranteed damage every time, and if you don't have good responses to it, it can be obnoxious. So we're going to try to get the King Tower activated against it as soon as I possibly can, which of course is very easy to do, especially when he's playing it more to the left. So yeah, we're overcommitting, 5 for 4, but I mean, we get the King activated, so it's 100% worth it. Set up a Tombstone here, and it's a way different variation of Drill than the other one with the recruits. This is definitely more, yeah, like of a bridge spam type one. It might have been the one I made a video on if he has a cannon card. I don't know if he does. It's actually a little different because he has the Princess and the Firecracker, which isn't the one I had. So maybe he's got kind of an unusual variant I'm not sure of. Firecracker was decent there. I don't know if that was really necessary. You can see it's not even taking... Yeah, I don't know if that was a great Firecracker. But on the other hand, that Knight didn't really do anything. That was kind of bad. I'm going to Graveyard here because he just spent a lot of Elixir. I mean, Wallbreaker's Princess. Sadly, I don't have enough for a Tornado, so this Graveyard push is going to be kind of bad. At least we get the Baby Dragon to lock on. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. That's dealing a lot of damage. I'm going to Tombstone just to help take that out, and Probably, I need to bar barrel this. I gotta watch out for the drill. He's definitely gonna drill. Yeah, especially with the bar barrel out of hand. That was obvious. Do get the... Oh, I didn't get the Knight down in time. So his Goblin is gonna deal some damage, unfortunately. But it's all good. I don't think it's... I mean, Graveyard gets better as the match goes on. So when you're in double and triple, things just get a whole lot easier. I don't know about those E-barbs. Now it's definitely time to go in here with the Graveyard. And I'm going to go Poison because I feel like his only answer that he's shown to the Graveyard is Scar Me, and there you go. He doesn't really have anything besides that. So when I get the Scar Me out of the way, it's game, as you can tell. So that's it. I would say pretty easy matchup. Pretty easy grand challenge, I would say, and yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Very, very short one, I would say, short and sweet. Nothing wrong with that, actually, because it's getting kind of late here, and I need to adjust my sleep schedule anyway, so I'm not going to bother showing replays or anything like that, because they bore a lot of people anyway. So yeah, we'll just end off of this clean 12-0. I would say, you know, amazing deck in the meta, no champions in it, so if you're looking for one that doesn't have champions in it, this should be one you give a try. Go ahead and open this up right now. Hopefully I get a champion from... Wait a minute, all my champions are maxed. What am I talking about? But actually, I still hope I do, because I get 40,000 gold. So I would say it's still pretty solid. Alright, looks like we just... Oh, wait, actually, I forgot. It's not a legendary, it's a champion. So 40,000 gold, which is pretty exciting. I mean, even though it's not a champion, because I have several cards I don't have maxed. So, yeah, I'm still very good to get. So, anyway, make sure to like it if you guys did end up enjoying it. My next video will probably be ladder, so if you guys, you know, because my last couple videos, this one, last one were grand challenges. Don't worry, ladder will be back next time. I'm probably going to do some pushing with this deck, because it's, you know, it's I think one of the best decks, if not the best deck in the whole meta, and it's been what I've been using a lot, practicing. It might be my main ladder deck this season, but yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks again. Until next time, guys.